Mary Shelley's Frankenstein follows Victor Frankenstein, a young scientist who becomes obsessed with creating life. After months of secret work, he succeeds in bringing a creature to life, but he is horrified by its appearance and abandons it. The creature, rejected and alone, learns to speak and understand the world, but grows bitter after facing cruelty from humans. Seeking revenge, it kills Victor's younger brother, framing an innocent woman for the crime. When Victor refuses to create a companion for it, the creature murders his best friend and his wife, Elizabeth. Consumed by grief and guilt, Victor pursues the creature to the Arctic, where he dies. The creature, now remorseful, disappears into the ice, leaving behind a tragic story of ambition and isolation. Frankenstein is a complex novel that explores the dangers of unchecked ambition, the consequences of rejecting responsibility, and the search for acceptance. Shelley blends elements of Gothic horror and science fiction to question humanity's role in creation. Victor's obsession with knowledge leads to destruction, showing the dangers of scientific pursuit without ethical consideration. The novel also critiques society's treatment of outsiders, as the creature, despite his intelligence and emotions, is cast out due to his appearance. By telling the story through multiple narrators, Shelley gives insight into both Victor's and the creature's perspectives, making the novel a tragic exploration of misunderstanding and loss. Victor Frankenstein's downfall is caused by his relentless pursuit of knowledge and power. He wants to conquer death and become like a god, but he does not consider the consequences of his actions. Once he succeeds, he is horrified by his creation and refuses to take responsibility for it. His ambition blinds him to the moral implications of his work, leading to the deaths of his loved ones. Shelley warns that unchecked ambition, especially without ethical responsibility, can lead to destruction rather than progress. The theme of isolation is central to both Victor and the creature. Victor isolates himself from his family and friends while working on his experiment, and later, his guilt and obsession drive him further into loneliness. The creature, abandoned at birth, longs for companionship but faces constant rejection. His pain turns into anger, leading him to seek revenge. Shelley suggests that isolation and rejection can destroy a person, and that love and acceptance are essential to human existence. The novel raises the question of whether a person's nature is determined by their birth or by their experiences. The creature is not born evil, but society's rejection and cruelty turn him into a vengeful being. If he had been treated with kindness, he might have become a good and loving individual. Victor, on the other hand, is raised in a privileged and loving home, yet he makes selfish and destructive choices. Shelley challenges readers to consider how much of a person's identity is shaped by their environment versus their inherent nature. Victor Frankenstein is a brilliant but deeply flawed scientist whose ambition leads to tragedy. He is intelligent and determined, but his arrogance and refusal to take responsibility for his actions make him a tragic figure. The creature, despite his horrifying appearance, is complex and deeply human. He experiences love, loneliness, and rage, making him both sympathetic and terrifying. Robert Walton, the explorer who narrates parts of the novel, mirrors Victor's ambition, but he learns from Victor's mistakes and chooses not to pursue knowledge at all costs. Elizabeth Lavenza represents innocence and devotion, but her tragic fate highlights Victor's failure to protect those he loves. Through these characters, Shelley explores themes of ambition, responsibility, and what it means to be human.